I'm very glad to be here today, and I ran from the airport because of the way in which my flight's arrangement. But I'm very glad. I want to share a couple of things of keratoconus interest of 30 plus years. Next, you can put it here, this one, right? Yeah. I'd like to, the first intacs almost about 13 years ago, I performed in India because the intacs does not, if you think that the three refractive surgery principles we violate in every case we do LASIK today. Central cornea should not be touched. Barraquer did it in 1940s and 50s. The three rules still we violate every possible violation in our surgery in LASIK. I'll tell you what I will talk to you about this one. These are all meta-analysis was done. Excellent paper from Canada. I don't know whether any of you have seen this one. And this is all the world literature which was reported well in English literature mainly about 754 eyes with intacs. And it was originally, there were not two segments, it was a complete one ring was placed. And now the two segments, three different sizes are available in the United States. In other countries, they're bigger sizes, but in the United States, still only three segments, three sizes are available. Any refractive procedure we know which should be first is safety, efficacy, and longitudinal studies. And all this, the intact satisfies incredible. And the topography, I'm just go very fast for you because I want to make at the end of this talk 3 points, if you can remember, that I came from the airport directly there. I want you to remember rather than, what did he talk, all that? I don't want to be that way. The complications are very rare, very minimal, especially the complications that are reported are those initial stages of the surgeons when they're learning. Subclinical keratoconus, even today we do not know. Watch carefully, refractive surgeons, when you are suspicious of any cornea that may have a peculiar K readings and surface, don't do LASIKs. First, do no harm, right? We always learned that, but still, it continues. Can anybody say from the junior doctors what is this slide is all about? It's called hexagonal keratotomy. At one time that was done without doing the principles. It caused irregular astigmatism. We never did it. I think a couple of people tried initially without doing any experimentation on the laboratory cornea. This is the radial keratotomy. If it flattens the cornea centrally, hexagonal will steepen for reading, not right. So still, we do not know what is the central thickness that has to be left behind. Though LASIK is a wonderful procedure, top-notch success, but if you think about, there is a website on the dissatisfiedpatients.com, LASIK. There are various other things that can be done being tried, and ultimately, keratoconus will be a medical or a simple surgery like cross-linking type. All these things will be done because we are understanding more and more. And when femtosecond laser came, it's a wonderful procedure, but in my state, I was the only one who was doing intacs with the older methodology. I don't know whether how many people have done that older methodology without the femtosecond laser. There were almost like 22 instruments on the tray. It used to cost $40,000, and it was such a crude procedure, but it did not violate the refractive surgery principles on the cornea. Central cornea is not invaded. It is reversible, easily reversible, and it is absolutely safe. This is for the femtosecond. Probably you all have seen these things. and the patient. And we did this one, a procedure, 13 years ago in India. Can you play that video for me, please? This is the one I would like to probably show than anything else. Yeah. These were instruments, multiple instruments. You point out this, measure the geometric cornea. There are instruments to do a grooving mechanically. It used to be a terrible feeling when we were doing this grooving of the cornea. And finally, we used to put the implants, but the patients did incredible. Of course, still they need contact lens, or some of them with just the glasses. This was the first time they gave me a gold medal in the Academy, in All India Ophthalmological Congress. That's how I used to look when you make these pockets in a manual way. Truly, the femtosecond laser made an incredible change for the keratoconus. In the last 13 years in my state, I'm the most senior corneal surgeon there. I have never done a penetrating keratoplasty. Very few lamellar too, because in the United States, we rarely see a patient with a corneal scar. With the cross-linking available everywhere, I think we must reach these young kids with the keratoconus early and prevent even the intacts and other surgical procedures. So you put that one, and they do very well. And the keratoconus early. Never forget retinoscopy. The commonest vision problem in ophthalmic problem is refractive error. Never think a refractive error is nothing and you are a great surgeon. If you do, ultimately the ophthalmic business will go to somebody else. Watch it carefully. Acute eye drops, you do not allow these patients if you can catch them early. There are a lot of other things. Don't forget to make the patient comfortable. And there used to be an epikeratoplasty at one time, we did it, and it worked in a way, lamellar keratoplasty, but now with the technologies it's different. They did pretty well. Can anybody say that what is this slide? This is the most famous slide in refractive surgery. Anybody? Huh? Not really. I would not have shown you. You remember this? Sato is a brilliant Japanese ophthalmologist who did at one time observed when the cornea was cut, it flattened. So he did the endothelial cut when the patient had acute eye drops. The Descemet's rupture made the cornea flatter. The patient improved the vision. So he did that. Those are all endothelial cuts. But you know what happens afterwards, endothelial failure. And again, I said those are endothelial cuts. While today, though LASIK is a wonderful procedure, it violates all the three principles of refractive surgery that's laid down by Barocare in 1940s. This is just last year. I did a myopic surgery. This is not for a keratoconus. 3 diopters myopia. Wife was an engineer, he's a brilliant engineer, his wife was an engineer. They found out who is doing it and they got it done. He got it done. He did not want the LASIK, he wanted intacts. And I'm sure you all know about this. Is my favorite slide when I teach. Oblate cornea, the eagle, and prolate cornea and the oblate cornea, the frog. LASIK, does it keep the prolateness of our human cornea, what we got? Think about it. Thank you for listening to me. I'm very glad to be here today. Thank you.